Introducing Auntie's new line, specialty drinks for the discerning consumer.
Ah, hell. I've stood this post so many times, I can do it in my sleep.
Mind you don't let the bosses upstairs hear you say that. I start getting ideas in my head.
I must ask you to hold still.
Anti-fizzles, bottled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure.
I see a huge opportunity. Welcome to the Name Pending Saloon, purveyor of spirit. Pick your poison.
Don't go into that cheap saloon if you got a lick of gumption. They got no tolerance for it. Why do you think I'm out here? Has nothing to do with my current and very temporary shortage of funds.
Nature made apples, but anti-fizzles are better with anti-clear and apple cider. Too much Spacer's ale. No. Good for what ails you.
Welcome, welcome. See anything you like?
Stuck on the ground. Impact colon got you down. Well, trust anti-chemical purge are better than natural cures. Oh, live on, fly free. No longer does my passion testing stick me where I have to be. Oh, live on, take wings. No louder.
Takes all sorts. Knock off the funny business.
Broadcasting only the most profitable news, music, and honest product endorsements.
Salutations, Arcadia. Anti-Theo here with a direct message to all protectorates.
Was that really I think I heard something. I'll give it a look. Somebody get that?
Truly about all of us as Anti's choice. Your so-called superiors would have you believe we're
Stop that scrounging around. Can't get to it! Figured itself out.
Give NT 2 bits, and she'll give you some bricks. Give I bits.
Stop that scrounging around.
You're back. Why? You read my terminal? How embarrassing. The compliance adjusters broke the door lock when they arrested my predecessor, and I haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. Not that I thought anyone had come snooping. I'd made careful arrangements to tie up everyone's loose ends. Everyone except you, it seems. So, why are you so interested in my other work? You're not part of compliance. Because Auntie's Choice expects you to forge a path that's ambitious and self-deterministic, but not so much so that it disrupts other folks' ambition and self-determinism. Blah. I can't even fathom Auntie's economy if every eager go-getter operating on the gray edge of strictly legal suddenly closed up shop. Our whole society would fall to ruins. You know, I've been looking for some backfills with the kind of cleverness usually only found on the seedy lower decks of the claim. Feel like making a few bits? Wonderful. Your jib is exactly the kind of cut we could use right now. And I've got a whole cartridge of bits that's been waiting for someone to earn it. I'm part of Sub Rosa. We're a group of merchants, information brokers, and commodity traders who deal outside the systems most folk are confined by. We're the best way to get things done in anti-space if you're looking for profit. Want to buy it, sell it, move it? We've got someone to do it for you. Pah, they were rubes, nitwits, Dolts so lacking in faculties that they couldn't handle the minuscule, and by that I mean damn tiny, amount of discretion this job requires. They had to be dealt with so we could all get back to work. And now that I'm here, things will be running right smoothly. So, long as your brain pan's filled with more than a half-dead sprat spinning on a rusty wheel, I absolutely guarantee this is a no-risk venture. Well, isn't that just wonderful? I had no suspicion when you walked through my door that you'd help resolve the last of the morass Paradise Island has become for us. And all we need you to do is access Quartermaster Cardos's terminal and scrub any Spectrum vodka from her ledgers. It's already been resold, so having it in her system could become problematic. Expunge it, and I get you some bits, and the friendship of Sub Rosa all over the system. You get me? And I'll be waiting here with your bits.
Why do you corporate folks do all the hard work instead of letting auto mechanicals do it?
Because we get paid to do it.
These incessant jingles over the loudspeakers. Do they ever cease?
Nope. You'll probably hear them in your dreams if you haven't already.
No signs of corrosion. Exhaust manifold still warm. Come on, baby. I can't help you if you don't tell me what's wrong.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice.
You just stopping by to admire the mines, or is there something I can help you with? Only becomes a problem if the objects start talking back. Make my job a whole lot easier if they would, though. See this system here? It deploys extreme countermeasures against overhead attacks in the form of aerial explosives, oft referred to as sky mines by those who prefer brevity. However, the whole thing is currently non-operational. Some problem with the lifting mechanism. No lift means no sky mines. No sky mines means the enemy can blow in like a bad sail, and we'll all be passing in our bits before you can say, "Gee, nice weather we're having today." truth is, maybe I could use some help. But if you mention this conversation to anyone, I will deny it ever took place. I'll be over there if you need me. Way over there. Should clear the blast radius at that distance. All right, so you got her working. Bully for you. No, sorry, you're right. You did me, and all of Fairfield, a good turn here. Just thought I'd feel more relieved when the launcher was working again. Real subtle, ain't you? Here, managed to cobble some frags together from a damaged mine earlier. Who knows? Might get you out of a pinch one of these days. And seeing how expertly you worked, you may as well take this armor modification too. I'm sure you'll have an easier time installing it than I would.
What's all this talk I'm always hearing about middle and lower management?
Well, the middle managers assign all the hard work to the lower managers. Pass that work on down to the bottom runner.
Take the pressure off with anti-fizzos, modeled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure.
Consume in peace and we won't have a problem. Schedule an appointment if you need to talk to me.
Stop blaming the wind. Eyes open when you pull the trigger. You can't shoot what you can't see.
Knock off the funny business. Was that really? I think I heard something. I'll give it a look. Somebody get that.
Hello again. You get that inventory issue sorted? How grand. That officially mops up the last of the mess from the buffoons that came before me. And, as promised, my good fortune is also your good fortune. And while this might be a tad fewer bits than you were hoping for, remember, you've also made allies that you'll find all across Arcadia. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in. Find that rose, and you find Sub Rosa. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow... yellow rose with a split black circle. Like the one you passed. Find that rose, and you find Sub Rosa.
Fastest way to climb the corporate ladder.
Do your immediate supervisor's job better? Make them look bad? You could also cross them off, all else fails.
For the discerning consumer, anti-fizzles.
No.
Yet you see fit to keep me in a constant state of consternation. With each unauthorized act, you jeopardize our hold of Fairfield.
Yes, but you must understand, the Protectorate citizenry is a hair's breadth from defection. Within the week, I'm certain.
Certain? Like the week prior and the week before that. Impressive foresight you wield. Should apply to join the Order of the Ascendant.
It would be difficult enough to convert the stubborn populace without your soldiers' constant, ill-advised forays.
Enough! Your yipping reminds me of my 2 old canids. I loved those canids. You, on the other hand, are trying my patience. We don't want to try Auntie's patience, do we?
No, Auntie.
Yes, I thought not. Now, unless you care to see what life in the lower rungs looks like, you will both of you cease your foolish maneuvering immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Auntie.
Good. See that it is done. I will brook no more disappointments. And while you're at it, you might want to look into your security situation, Commander. I'm not accustomed to an audience when addressing my subordinates.
Who in the void? Eavesdropping on Auntie's choice business is like to get a body shot for spying. Though you're not wanting for moxie. I'll give you that.
Now hold a moment, Car. When opportunity comes visiting, perhaps it's better not to riddle it full of holes. Our new compatriot may be of assistance.
A surprisingly good point, especially from you. She only forbade us using our own personnel. Be a whole other matter were a stranger to happen to aid one of us. But which? Well, you seem an observant sort, so I expect you'll tire of Milver Street's bluster soon enough. Come see me before agreeing to whatever absurdity he proposes. Unlike him, I have some work actually befitting your time. I'll be waiting.
Alone at last. I never thought she'd leave. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. I am D.B. Milver Street, Minister of Marketing, Duke of Demographics, Commercial Condottiere, President of Promotional Material. Tell me, do you believe in signs? Indeed. Goodbye.
You there. Still got work looking.
Commander, There is a 98.7% chance that hunting Agent DeVries will require greater amounts of ammunition than you currently possess. Ammunition can be purchased at vending machines or crafted at a workbench using materials like this collection of scrap metal and powder. Query: has this unit offended you?
When you could choose Auntie's choice.
Whoever took down our anti-hologram is a traitor of the highest order. Makes me wonder if these folks even want to... Not everyone's cut out for life in an anti.
Hey, Gads, the hologram's gone down. An outrage is what I call it. That hologram was our flag planted in the soil of conquered lands.
And that's a good thing.
That symbol is our pride, our identity. How can you wage a war if you don't even have a logo?
Standing by for life support. This unit is concerned for the commander's well-being. Emergency protocol ready.
Potential combatants in the vicinity.
This unit is concerned for the commander's well-being.
What's all this talk I'm always hearing about middle and lower management?
Well, the middle
Doc said nothing important got hit.
Nothing in.
Greetings. State your business.
Ain't as tough as you thought. Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt. If the occasion calls for it, but I fancy myself something of a biologist. Or, at least I used to. Me and Raptidons, we're well acquainted. I know their patterns, behaviors, attacks. Know what gives them an edge around folk who ain't in possession of that knowledge. Which is why I gotta ask, what are you doing here? You're in the middle of a war zone, friend. Anyone who ain't asking questions is instead asking for a bullet in the back. I'm Inez Silung, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, menial troubleshooter. Minister Milverstreet of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on this island. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Sorry. Guess I'm just used to folks staring real hard and then steering clear. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. She's bound by contract to work on whatever task Fairfield's illustrious leader set her to, nothing else. But she also ain't quite got the hang of the employment thing. If the graft were an imaginary boo-boo, I wouldn't be in this mess, friend. It's paperwork that's the problem. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. It's a non-starter. Let me put it this way. If I was already on the bottom rung, this knocks me clean off and buries me in sand. But I started from nothing before. I could do it again. Maybe. Ain't easy moving between companies. and I wasn't always with Auntie's choice. But that's a story for another time. Go ahead. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up, if you're keen. Just mind the wraps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky break.
It's the crunch. That scrumptious one that makes it a brunch. I'll feed you purple berry crunch if they love you a bunch. What? Oh, I'm just enjoying some purple berry crunch before school. What unit? I was just eating some purple berry. Wait. My unit. All along they ambushed us. There was so much blood. You can't make me go back there. I'm a soldier on Paradise Island. All along, they ambushed us. It came out of nowhere. There was so much blood. Dead? They're all dead? Those damn Protectorate bastards. They surprised us from the rocks. We got chewed up like thornweed in a thresher. The first shot went into Doherty's mask. The back of his head was just gone. There was so much blood gushing, it filled his boots long before he finally keeled over. Contact headquarters. No, our comm gear was hit. But if we're separated, we're supposed to rally at Fairfield. It's a dangerous trip, but as long as I have my... Oh, law! The Protectorate scum took all our weapons. How am I supposed to get back? The Raptidons will rip me to pieces! What? My hands are shaking fit to fall off my arms. Couldn't hit the broadside of a bank. If only there was something that needed less aiming. Of course. I hate to ask, but any chance you got a grenade I can borrow? Even if I miss, the noise should scare off any Raptidons. Thank you. I'll only use it if I have to. Well, off I go. Just gotta get to Fairfield, just gotta get to Fairfield, just gotta get... Oh, what was that? Is someone out there? Stay back, I'm warning you! I've got a grenade! All I gotta do is pull this pin and it... Uh-oh.
Unusual levels of Zeranium detected ahead. Caution is advised.
Ah, you're back. And you've been cavorting with Zeranium again, by the looks of things. Certainly, there is a nominal cost for treatment to... All right, then. There. All better.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have. Defend it.
Outsider.
Conversation is not possible at this or any time.
I must say, it's not a totally baseless idea. That should totally be annihilated, just like all capitalist propaganda. Praise the matriarch! It's not a totally baseless idea. That should totally be annihilated, just like all capitalist propaganda. Praise the matriarch!
2 days.
I think
3 at
this was the
most,
last
and
one
they'll
for the
come
day.
Looking for contracts.
Time for
That
that.
recruiter.
Assessing the commander's current sociability levels. Low.
No, Jackson, don't! Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly! Jackson! Jackson! Twitch your broken legs if you can hear me, Jackson! Oh, law. I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? No, wait! Please! You can't just leave us up here to die! Poor Jackson wasn't raised in the Protectorate with a mind for science, and mistakenly thought the word thrusters meant he could fly. So he jumped the opposite way I told him. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before, but the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they could give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault.
What? It's your duty as a subject to...
No, Liza, remember, you're not Protectorate anymore. So, what have we talked about? A duties only.
Discharged if the disbursement is dutifully deserving. Right. Sorry, I'm just a little flummoxed by being stranded up here.
So, bits, stranger. We'll give you bits if you get us down before we starve.
Thank the sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation. You're by our prop of brachythecium retamulum. They're found in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
That's it? It was that easy? That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Starting with the right direction to jump, I suppose. Wonderful. Get us down, and I'll happily compensate you in accordance with standard Auntie's Choice urgently improvised extortive standards.
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not alone. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like me, he was also former protectorate, but he was not raised in Fairfield, so we'd never met before. Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind sort, albeit a headstrong one. I'm sorry he's gone. Please do her. We've certainly found our way into a most terrible. Please. We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least, please do her.
Auntie Cleo here to address all the hubbub over these rifts. Our previous gaysayers and eggheads would have us think these cosmic light shows herald the end of the world. Poppycock, rifts present an opportunity. Use for them.
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not alone. Please do her.
That was... Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
I agree with Liza. I'm inclined to keep a few paces from farming equipment from now on. Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer, so you can have my helmet as well. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest, but to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell. Thanks again for getting us off
You're
that
really
literal
something else,
ledge.
stranger. Stranger.
Though with
Thank you
our
for getting us
gratitude
down.
meaningfully expressed through the requisite bits, I'm not sure we have anything more to discuss.
You're really something
Thanks
else,
again for
stranger.
getting us off
You're
that
really something
literal
else,
ledge.
stranger.
Though with...
Anti-Cleo here to address all the hubbub over these rifts. Arcadia's gaysayers and eggheads would have us think
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not pleased. We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not alone. Poor Ida. She wasn't able to overcome a lifetime of protectorate programming. Well, thanks to you, she failed. And that's one last insult to the Sovereign I'm happy to oblige. Ida threw herself into the actuator gears as we were ascending in the picker. She's the reason we're stuck. Apparently, she was so overwhelmed with guilt from abandoning the protectorate that she couldn't live with herself. I just wish she would have aimed for the ground instead. Please do hurry.
That was... Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me.
I agree with Liza. I'm inclined to keep... Here's your... It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed.
You're really
Thanks
something
again
else,
for getting us off
You're
that
really
literal
something
ledge.
else, stranger.
Though with
Thank you
our
for getting us
gratitude
down.
meaningfully expressed through the requisite bits, I'm not sure we have anything more to discuss.
I subjected it to a large amount of N-rays, then hit it with the hammer. Oh, hello there. Welcome to my little slice of paradise in paradise. I didn't hear you come in. I'm focused something fierce on my current project, you see. Well, aren't you the observant one? Yes, a crabble egg. I'm more than happy to tell you all the details of my project, since you asked. Like I was saying, friend, this here crabble egg is gonna make me a mountain of bits. See, crabble eggs contain carbon, oxygen, iron, and are each self-contained units. You know what else has all those things? Skip drives. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna make me a mountain of bits selling skip drives made from crabble eggs. I'm basically there. I just need to figure out the process of turning the eggs into skip drives. And I'll be off to the races. Oh, wow, really? Everyone else told me I was mad. I really appreciate your words of encouragement, friend. I'll make sure you get one of the very first Crabble-based skip drives. Please take this as a small thank you. It is? Fascinating. Did you see any unusual behavior? Any changes in Crabble familial dynamics? Or the emergence of any new evolutionary traits? That is a physical impossibility. They lack the opposable thumbs necessary to sign paperwork. In this lab, we only deal with the cold, hard facts of science. Unless they also just evolved opposable thumbs. Evolution and familial changes in one go. This is so exciting. Once I finish this experiment, I'll head out to see for myself. Oh, and please take this with you. Just a small thank you for providing me with such exciting and useful information. Please be gentle with my little hard-shelled investments as you leave. If you didn't know, a dead crab... My egg! My research! My experiment! It took me ages to acquire such a perfect specimen. Why would you do that? Truly. I suppose that would make the most sense. You wouldn't have destroyed the egg for no reason, after all. It's not as though some other person is controlling you through an advanced computation device and making arbitrary and violent decisions on your behalf. Either way, I'll have to wait for the Crabbles to lay more fresh eggs. I hate to be rude, but could you show yourself out before you have another muscle spasm? I think you've done enough damage. I think you've done enough damage. I think you've done enough damage. And I suddenly find myself needing to clean up somebody else's mess. So I don't rightly have time for guests. Please leave.
Tax benefits available at your request. combat range.
Choke the life out of everyone today. I heard that. All right, I'm just...
Dispensing life-preserving.
Why is this door open? Isn't this lab meant to be secure? Doesn't anyone else have standards in this place?
You want high security? I'll give you high security! Rolling up my sleeves.
Alert. Hostile.
Never recognized, never commended, but don't be resentful. Wouldn't anybody be? A profusion of reasons why. Ask anyone.
All industrial microwaves should be serviced no less than twice a month to meet safety standards. Warning, contaminants detected. Please clean before reuse.
In a state of ceaseless perturbation.
Recommended course of action. Violence.
I've counted at least 6 horrendous death screams since you arrived. You must be affected as well. You there? Oh, you're likely affected too, aren't you? Scream twice for yes. Could it be? You seem an honest-to-goodness rational human being, unhindered by bloodlust, unshackled from their basal ganglia. Well then, by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, under Outbreak Provision 5A, I hereby press you into service to aid me in our present crisis. I, Elmid Ormsby, Product Envisioner, Department of Proprietary Methodology and Audacious Advances, am your interim supervisor. Yes, tragedy has befallen a number of my subordinates. I will trust you not to make light of such heart-rending events. But back to the exciting news about this incredible new opportunity. You working for me, as an aide-de-camp of sorts, on a brief yet no doubt exhilarating assignment. Assuming success, your fee will be based on the length of your involuntary impressment. Dangers from exposure to undisclosed hazards, etc. Should be quite fair. Don't focus so much on monetary compensation. Think of the goodwill you'll earn with Auntie's choice. We have vision and we are going places, this project especially. You see, our lab is a far cry from the others. You're part of something bigger here. The individual not only thrives, but shines even more brightly with the help of their brethren. It all requires a certain devotion. In the end, it's really quite in the best interests of everyone's careers. A rising tide raises all boats, as they say. Well, it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think? Oh dear. It's occurred to me this might benefit to some extent from medical training. Are you perhaps someone well-versed with pharmacological matters? Tremendous. Well then, before we roll up our sleeves and determine what's needed, any questions? We'll need 2 things: fresh samples of the red spores and the findings from the expedition that originally uncovered them. After that, an antidote should be possible in relatively short order, with your skilled assistance, of course. How exceedingly fortunate. Just one thing left to gather, then. Spore samples may be taken from a red plant indigenous to an area of tall rock formations northwest of here, ingeniously referred to as the Red Spire. Once we have an antidote firmly in hand, we can save my remaining colleagues, so best not murder them all in the meantime. Ah, my most favorite...
Greetings. Something new to report? Ah, well, then here are your rewards, per earlier terms discussed. I trust you'll find it all useful. Return with the remaining 5 volumes to complete the set, and I shall provide you the rarest rarities available to me. Greetings. Something new to report? Return with the remaining 5 volumes to